back with another recipe this week. Today we're going to do veggie tots. So they're basically cauliflower tots, but I add more veggies to them. So here I have cauliflower, broccoli, and red bell pepper. I've already roasted it in the oven, and the way I did that was I just cut it up into little bits, put it on this baking sheet. I did spray the baking sheet with oil and then set them on top. I didn't spray the veggies with oil. I didn't season them or anything, so we'll have to do that later. I popped them in the oven at 400 degrees for 20 minutes. It's 1 head of cauliflower, 1 head of broccoli, and 1 red bell pepper. I'm not too sure on quantities and measurements of everything on this recipe. I'm just kind of winging it. I've made it before following a recipe, and it's pretty easy. I feel like you can, it's not like baking, it's not like science, so just kind of make sure that it's the right texture and hope that it sticks together. You can actually make tots or you can make nuggets. I've made nuggets before too using the exact same recipe, it's just a different shape. Those are really easy too. I feel like the nuggets are actually easier because the shape doesn't matter as much. Obviously tots are like a little cylinder, so I don't know. Nuggets can just be whatever shape as long as they're flat. I'll probably do nuggets actually this time too, just because easy is always better. So if you're like me and vegetables are all right, but they're not your favorite thing, or if you have kids who don't really like their veggies but like snacky things, you can make these. I don't really know how to describe. They don't taste like regular tots. They taste like it's a vegetable, but it's seasoned and it has cheese in it and it's really good. So I don't know. Make them, try them. If you like them, judge for yourself, because I don't know. If there's someone in your house who eats vegetables, they're gonna love these. The veggies are cooked. You can boil them, you can steam them. I chose to roast them because I know when you boil or steam things with a lot of water, all of the nutrients, not all of the nutrients, but a lot of the nutrients go into the water and then you lose all of that. So I wanted to try to save as much as I could. So I just roasted them in the oven, and then I covered them with foil so that they would steam with their own juices, liquids. And then once I popped them out of the oven, I immediately took the foil off to let most of the water evaporate, because we're going to have to wring these out anyway. Our next step after cooking them is to put them into a blender or a food processor and just kind of roughly chop them, kind of fine, kind of chunky. So we're just gonna do a couple of different batches in here. I use a Ninja blender. It's one of the really older ones, so I don't really know what they have out there these days, but whatever you have should work fine. So I'm just gonna put those in here, run it, and then I'm going to put it in this nut milk bag. You can also use like cheesecloth or whatever you have to strain something with. I think you can use a mesh strainer too, but some of the solids might go through there if you blend this too small. So I'm gonna use this bag that's made for making almond milk. We're just gonna use it to squeeze out the excess liquid from the veggies. So I'm just gonna put that into the bag and then put the bag in a bowl in case some of the liquid starts coming out of it. You can kind of see the size of that. It's almost like rice. So it's not super small, but not super big chunks either. Okay, so I have all of the cauliflower, broccoli, and pepper in this bag. It hasn't really started dripping yet, but it's getting the bag wet. So I'm just gonna put some pressure on it and see if we can get any more of that liquid out. Okay, we got that in the bowl. Now I'm going to add some shredded cheese. I'm just gonna use what I have in the fridge, which is Mexican style 4-cheese blend. You could use cheddar, mozzarella, Parmesan, like the grated not the grated Parmesan, but the shredded Parmesan, like the real cheese. You can really use anything. I'm just gonna use this. Probably putting in about, I don't really know. I think this is about a cup, maybe half a cup. Let me give it a mix and then see what it looks like. Yeah, that's probably good. I don't even really know how much it was. Somewhere between a half cup and a cup. I'm gonna toss in some breadcrumbs, and I just have plain regular breadcrumbs, not panko, just regular breadcrumbs. I use the Progresso brand, but you can use whatever they have at the store. Store brand is usually my go-to because it's the same thing, but cheaper. So that was probably about a half cup, quarter cup, something like that. I don't really know, I'm not measuring it. I feel like that looks pretty good. It's kind of just like a crumbly mixture. Can't really tell what's what, but it looks dry, and that's good because we want to have something for the eggs to stick to. So we're gonna go ahead and put some eggs in there. I got 2 eggs. I think 2 is what we're gonna need. I'm gonna add some parsley. Usually, I feel like parsley doesn't really do anything besides add color, but I'm a fan of it. Doesn't taste bad, so. I'll add a little bit of garlic powder and then some onion powder. I'm gonna try to make a nugget out of this to see if it sticks together, and if not, I might have to add another egg because it looks a little dry. Yeah, I'm gonna add another egg. This is too dry, crumbly. All right, so see how that's kind of sticking together better? I feel like that should be good. I'm gonna add a little bit more of this because I feel like it needs something to bind it a little better. Sprayed my pan so that hopefully they don't stick. See what happens. And then I'm just gonna dive in with my clean hands. Let's hope for the best. Okay, so you just kind of make it a round little ball and then press it flat. And these don't expand like at all, so you can put them pretty close together on the sheet, kind of load it up. I think that you can even, like, you could try to coat them in breadcrumbs just to kind of give it a breading. I'm okay without it, but if you have little kiddos, you can kind of hide the color of the veggies with breadcrumbs. Granted, they will see the veggies once they bite into it if they don't shove the whole thing in their mouth. So is it worth it? I don't know. All right, so that made 1 full baking sheet of nuggets. You could always use more cauliflower and do a double batch. Easy as that. I haven't preheated my oven yet, so I'm gonna do that. Just do 350, I think it is. And then just pop them in the oven for several minutes. And then you do have to flip them over halfway through in order to get the crispiness on the other side. I am going to spray the top of these with some oil. That will help with the crispiness as well. If you have Pam, it works a lot better. This freaking thing sucks. I regret buying it. All right, so those are not sprayed evenly at all. Let's see what happens. I am gonna season it with a little bit of seasoned salt too, just to give it a little extra pizzazz. And then since the veggies are already cooked, you don't need to worry about putting foil on them or anything. It's just cooking the egg that's in there and kind of setting the shape and getting the edges nice and crunchy, crispy, however you want them. So obviously you can adjust the time that you have them in the oven. Do it a little bit longer if you want them more crunchy. If you just want them to be cooked, you can do it a little less. I'm probably gonna do 10 minutes on one side, flip them over, and then do 10 minutes on the other side. Okay, I just pulled them out of the oven, and I think I used too much egg. They're like little frittatas, but that's okay, they'll be good. So I used 3 eggs in this little batch, and I would say use a maximum of 2, and maybe add a little bit more breadcrumbs. I'm not really sure. I'll post a recipe down below and maybe follow the recipe because that has worked for me in the past. Try not to wing it like I do, and maybe you'll have more success. I'm still gonna eat these, and I'll probably make some type of honey mustard sauce to go with it, or ketchup, or even plain. They're really good plain. So if you liked it, you can give me a thumbs up down below. Follow me here, follow me on YouTube, on Facebook, on all the sites. I'll post my social medias at the end of the video. Subscribe, okay? See you next week, bye. I just made the honey mustard and it's pretty good. It's about equal parts mustard and mayo. I just use regular yellow mustard and regular mayo. I think I probably use, it's not much, so like 2 tablespoons of each, and then another tablespoon, maybe 2 tablespoons of honey. I think it was, I didn't measure it, so sorry. But I think it was 2 tablespoons of mustard, 2 tablespoons of mayo, 2 tablespoons of honey. Then I added a little bit, like a teaspoon of barbecue sauce, and then a little bit of onion powder and garlic powder. And then you'll have honey mustard to dip your nuggets in. Enjoy. It's getting late, okay? I'm tired. Jeez. They're so good. I like them. And then I'm gonna try to squish out a nugget. That sounds bad.